It is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Welcome to another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by Mountain Dew. If you're looking for a refreshing, citrusy kick this summer, go and grab a Mountain Dew. And boy, oh boy, the bad man is back in Chris Rose's stead. We have our guy, Jolly Olive, joining us. Producer Dan, intern Sawyer, along for the ride as well. Jolly! What's up, my man? How are you doing? How are you surviving the Mets kind of, little downturn right now?
I mean, 3 in a row is a winning
They're
streak.
back now.
I don't know what you're talking about. We got Truist later in the week. That'll prove whether or not we're really back, but I'm cautiously optimistic, Trev.
You scared of that Braves series a little
I'm
bit?
a little bit. I'm always scared.
Yeah, Braves are playing a little bit better ball. Oh, it's always good to have you. You are one of the biggest ball knowers at the entire company, getting interviews with Kenny Lofton, Albert Pujols. Everybody wants to talk to Jolly, especially me. And you know what we're going to do right now, Jolly? We're going to start off this show like we always do with a tip of the cap. And this one's really cool because last night in the Nationals-Mets game, your Mets, we had Carlos Mendoza and Miguel Cairo. They made history last night as the first pair of Venezuelan managers to face off in a Major League Baseball game, which is crazy to me. We're talking about, Venezuela has provided some of the greatest players in this game. I mean, Miguel Cabrera, Andres Galarraga, Bobby Abreu, Jose Altuve, Ronald Acuna Jr., to name a few. It's crazy to me that it's taken this long for two managers to match up. So that's a big one for me. I guess I'll give you some time to share your thoughts on it.
Yeah, it was a really cool moment. I shared a similar sentiment of like, this is really the first time this kind of thing has happened. And it's cool that it was two, I think, like younger managers, like Mendoza's in his second year, Cairo stepping in as the interim. And yeah, you just go down the line of like Venezuelan baseball lineage. You didn't even mention Johan Santana and Felix Hernandez, two of the best pitchers of the 2000s. I mean, this is a hotbed of baseball talent that's been established forever. And it's really cool to see that talent translating over to leadership positions, and hopefully we see more of it.
I'm a huge proponent of like the, Latin American ball players in the game. I got an experience early on a Team USA. We went down to Venezuela to Caracas and Barquisimeto, so I got a little experience there. And then when you come up in the minor leagues, I tell people this all the time. And this is why I make fun of like college baseball. You don't know ball until you face like a Venezuelan or a Dominican ball player. These guys are absolutely different. So I have an immense amount of respect for those guys. And yeah, that was, again, I'll say it. I cannot believe it took that long. If I am starting a franchise, Jolly, like my manager has to be bilingual. He has to speak Spanish.
Yep. 100%.
So shout out. Dan also wanted me to give a tip of the cap to the Yankees for hitting
caving.
Judge hit his 40th. Stanton, Belly, Caballero hit two apiece. Ben Rice, Jazz Chisholm with his 99th home run, and then Aaron Judge with like his millionth homer. So I guess tip of the cap to them as well. This is not even close to as important as what we just mentioned.
The significance of this game, it's just going to be forgotten. This will come and go. Yankees haven't even won the series yet. I mean, it's the Yankees playing at their spring training stadium, and it looked like it last night.
It's still shocking to me that we're doing Sacramento and Steinbrenner Field down there in Tampa. It is what it is, people. Let's get this show started though. After losing. And Chris Rose and I talked about this a little bit already, so I'm curious to hear your take on it. After losing the first game of this 5-game set between the Brewers and the Cubs end up sweeping the doubleheader yesterday. Owen Casey hits his first home run. Willie Castro has 3 runs driven in, in what was probably his best game as a Cub. So now, after they lost on Monday, they were 9 games back. They win these 2 games, they're 7 games back. Jolly, do you give the Cubs any chance at all in coming back in this NL Central race?
I really do. And I'm going to Metsify this a little bit, but the last time I saw a 5-game regular season series, which is really rare, was in 2021 when my Mets had the lead over the Braves. The Braves came to Citi Field. They won 4 out of 5, and that really began their run in the second half of coming back to win the division. This is a rare, unique opportunity for the Cubs to make up serious ground and what's going to be their last shot at playing the Brewers in the regular season. I think if they can take both of these, they're set up really well because they play their next 24 games against losing teams. They have the Angels, the Giants, the Rockies, the Braves, the Nationals, Rays, and Pirates all in their next 24 games. I think you're about to see the Cubs get decently hot. Maybe, not as hot as they were early in the season, but play much better ball than what we've seen from them early in August. I thought Owen Casey coming up with 2 big knocks in both of the games was huge for them. That's kind of a signifier of a team that's getting right, is when you get rookie contributors. And like you said before with Willie Castro, guys you had at the deadline beginning to find their role. So I think this was a huge moment for the Cubs, but they do have to stick the landing. I kind of need both these wins today and tomorrow for me to be really convinced in that happening.
I agree with you. I think if they get it to 5 games, that's such a huge difference, obviously, than 7 games. And, I know it's a 2-game separator, but when you're not playing the team in front of you anymore this season, I think that means a lot. So if they do take these 2 games, I'm already on record. I think yesterday I was like, I guess it's over. Chris Rose has called it over already.
Yeah, but he does that all the time.
He does it all the time. He likes the headlines, okay? Yeah. If they win these 2 games, I'm giving them, a good shot. Kyle Tucker's got to get it going. We're talking about a mental reset with him and Craig Counsell, trying to figure any way to tap back into, some good baseball by him. Pete Crow Armstrong has to get it going as well. Owen Casey, though, love the way he swings the bat. Before he hit that homer to the opposite field, I was watching this game. He took I think it was a 1-1 changeup he took right below the zone. Just a really nice take, looked really under control. Next pitch gets a heater and hits it out. That, to me, that's a big league at bat right there. So if he continues to do that, you get this budding young superstar up doing his thing. Some of the regulars coming back into the fold, and as you mentioned, their schedule lightens up. If they win these 2 games, which is very difficult to do, to win 4 or 5 against the Brewers, I'd give them a shot to win the NL Central. But I still heavily favor the Brew Crew just because they have a lot of ways to beat you.
And you have to absolutely give Milwaukee credit for what they've done this month. We talked a lot about the Cubs lineup. They entered that doubleheader with the worst weighted runs created plus of any team in August at 73. Milwaukee had the best at 147, a whole world of difference. But I will say, the Cubs pitching staff has the best staff ERA in August at 2.91. And you don't really hear much about it because they haven't been playing great ball. They're about a 500 team this month, but their offense will balance out. There's enough talent in that lineup for me to not really be sold on them just being in this funk forever. I think the Kyle Tucker sitting both games of the doubleheader is pretty interesting, but maybe it's exactly what he needs to get that reset. And PCA, he had a few knocks in the game against the Pirates. He had that unfortunate oversliding at second base, but I think he's about to turn a corner as well. This lineup's just too good for me to really doubt them. And if they can play league average offensive ball and still get these pitching performances, it's going to even out. They're going to start winning some ball games.
You heard it here first. Jolly wants to phantom IL Kyle Tucker. Okay.
Drop the mic. Drop them. Bring it back, guys. Come on. Justice for Billy Epler. Come on.
I love that. So I think we're both, we agree here. They need to win these 2 games, and then they do have a shot. There's still we're talking like the baseball season's over, Jolly. We still have a good 6 weeks of baseball to play.
A lot can
happen. We can't have this really closed memory of ball here. We have to remember this has happened all throughout the history of baseball. Big comebacks, my Twins have just coughed up their division lead in recent memory, and they've gone on a tailspin. Teams can go both ways in the last 6 weeks. Okay?
I believe it.
Speaking of climbing up or down the standings, let's talk about Mountain Dew and climbing the mountain, brought to you by Mountain Dew, where we take a look at the teams who are climbing up or sliding down the mountain on the trek to the playoffs. Let's talk about 2 teams, actually, Jolly, both in the AL West. The Astros have lost 3 straight games and haven't scored a run in over 28 innings. It's the first time since 1985 the Astros have been shut out in 3 straight games. Luckily for Houston, they haven't lost any ground in the AL West because the Mariners have also lost 4 straight games. That's the longest active losing streak in baseball. So my question to you is, which team are you more concerned about in their current struggles, the Astros or the Mariners, or are you not concerned about either of them?
I think I'm definitely more concerned about the Astros at this point because I think they are putting a lot of pressure on the return of Yordan Alvarez with how bad their offense has been. Correa, since coming over, has been hitting the ball, not slugging as much, but he's been a welcome addition to their lineup. but it's been a tough month for Jeremy Pena. It's been a tough month for Cam Smith. Jose Altuve kind of hanging in there as well. Yiner cooled down after kind of getting his season back in a better spot. They're anxiously waiting for Yordan Alvarez to come and fix all their problems. And I know that he's a generational hitter, one of the best hitters in the league when he's healthy. It's a tough formula because he's going to need reps. And I am worried about that Astros offense. And then simultaneously, you have Hunter Brown, who dealt last night against Tarik Skubal, but still got the loss, got outdueled in that game. Everyone else in the rotation right now has not been getting the job done. I did wish that they did more to aid their pitching staff at the deadline. I thought they were going to be a real player for someone like Adrian Hauser or one of the lower costing starting pitchers, and it just didn't happen for them. And Framber Valdez has had a tough month as well. So those were, one of the two guys they always can rely on. Now they're going through that as well. It's just with the Mariners, they were playing good ball before this road trip. They lost some close games. Philadelphia wasn't as close, but I just still believe that their trade deadline is going to end up reaping more benefits for them down the road because now Eugenio Suarez is starting to heat up a little bit. He's got a hit in 6 of his last 7 games, finally got a home run after a little bit of a drought there. I think they're going to be just fine because their biggest issue right now is their pitching staff and Seattle's pitching talent. I believe in that upside a lot more. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to come down to that one last series in late September at Minute Maid, 3-gamer. I think that's really going to determine everything.
We can hope for that. That's exactly what
so.
you want as a baseball fan. Just some chaos. We're into it. Yeah, 1.5 game lead for the Astros. This is the way I'm thinking about this. Now, if you're the Astros, it's been a crazy year for you. You have not had Yordan Alvarez in your lineup. You've had a ton of injuries up and down the lineup, into the pitching staff. Now Josh Hader is out.
Yeah.
But you're still in first place. So, I almost feel like you're playing with house money here. Don't you? This has been just a bad year for injuries, some underperformances as well, but you're still in first place. You have to, feel pretty good about that. So, in my mind, I'm saying, okay, Houston, you're playing with house money. For the Mariners, and I just talked about this with Jake a little bit. Imagine yourself as a Mariners fan going into the season.
Yeah.
And someone from the future comes back and says, you won't even guess what's going on with the Mariners, dude. We got Gino back. We got Josh Naylor. Randy Arozarena having a crazy, awesome season. Julio's going off like he always does. Things are great. And, oh, yeah, Cal Raleigh is going to get MVP too. He might hit 60 home runs this year. You're probably thinking to yourself, holy shit, are we going to win 118 games? Is this what's going on? Oh, yeah, Brian Wu is going to go 6+ innings in every single start of the season. The back end of your bullpen is going to be great. You have all these things going for you, and you're not even in first place in your division. So yeah. I'm more concerned about the Mariners and Mariners fans because I can't imagine a season going better for this team, and they're still looking up at the fucking Astros, Jolly.
I get what you're saying there. That does make a lot of sense because there's so many good storylines to come out of Seattle this year, and Houston kind of has felt like they're, I don't want to say treading water because they've been playing good ball, but what is the big storyline out of Houston other than Hunter Brown's been awesome, Jeremy Pena has become
Carlos came back. It's a huge.
Carlos came back, but there's so much more invested in this.
Jorge Polanco was the best player in baseball in April.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, and we're still looking up at the Astros. So I mentioned if this team somehow doesn't make the playoffs, and look, they're in a playoff spot right now, but Kansas City's charging. We'll talk about them in a little bit. The Guardians are going to find ways to win games because that's what they do. Can you imagine, man? I couldn't imagine it.
I could fully imagine that. I absolutely could imagine that. Yes. I find it very realistic.
I'm concerned about the Mariners, Jolly.
You are? I think they're in a good spot still. I think that they're enduring a tough road trip right now, but I just feel like they're going to catch fire in September.
I like the team. I'm not saying I think they're a bad team. I think they're a very good team. I'm just very concerned if this whole year becomes another one where Cal Raleigh's in the dugout saying we should have done more. He can't say that.
Yeah.
They went out and did it.
Yeah.
So scary for me. I don't know. Mariners fans, let me know what you're thinking. Okay. Let's move on though. We are going to talk a little bit more about the Astros here. They are playing the Tigers. Hunter Brown and Tarik Skubal a huge pitcher's duel. It did not disappoint at all. Hunter Brown, 6 scoreless innings, but of course, Tarik Skubal is just that guy. He goes 7 scoreless, lowered his ERA on the season to 2.32, struck out 10 more Astros. He became the first player to reach the 200K mark in the major leagues this year. My question to you is, Tarik Skubal, we got some pretty damn good pitchers in the game right now. Are we looking at, is Tarik Skubal just the guy and everybody else looking up at him?
I mean, yes. And I think that like he would be my pick to win Cy Young, but I'm not gonna like call him a lock for it yet because looking into it a little bit, like the AL has a nice little top 3, top 4 going to the American League right now between obviously Hunter Brown, who's had a terrific season, Crochet. I don't even want to say quietly, but he's been a perfect fit.
He's been awesome.
And then Jacob deGrom, baby, sub 3, still healthy. His most innings since 2019. That's who I really want to win. Obviously,
yeah, he big league. Do you remember?
I know. I don't remember that. That's in the past. Okay, we're new men now. But for Skubal, it's really cool that he's probably going to get 250 Ks this year. The reason I don't call him a lock is just because I watched a lot of 2010s baseball, and I want to say like maybe 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 different seasons. Chris Sale was the lock of all locks on the White Sox, and then he kind of just had a bad month, and then it went away. It was the Porcello year that happened, and one other, I believe. So you never know what will happen down the stretch, but I do think no one in baseball is more ferocious on the mound and the pitcher I want to face less in a playoff series than Tarik Skubal.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like where I go. Like if we're talking, you got to win a playoff game. Who do you want on the mound? I think you could go a couple different ways. Paul Skeens comes to mind. I went back on Fangraphs, Jolly.
Zach Wheeler for me.
I got an account. Okay, I don't use free Fangraphs.
Wow. Okay, I have one too.
There you go. So he debuted in May 11th last year. Okay. So I went back, toggled the leaderboards, May 11th, 2024, August 20th of 2025. Paul Skeens doing a really, really good job. Tarik Skubal is just the freaking man in that time frame. So like I'm considering Tarik Skubal, and then I'd put Paul Skeens right behind him. Then there's a lot of guys right there as well. You can talk about Garrett Crochet. Obviously, you got to talk about Zach Wheeler. What DeGrom's done this year is great. I think it's those two guys right now. It's Tarik Skubal and Paul Skeens. Mm-hmm. But Tarik Skubal, if you go back to that time frame, leads all of baseball in innings pitched. Okay, excuse me, second innings pitched. Logan Webb is first innings pitched with 312. Tarik Skubal is right behind him, 308.2. He is third in Ks per 9. He is third in walks per 9. He's best in just pitcher WAR. He's third in ERA. He's first in FIP. He's second in expected FIP. Like the guy is at the top of the leaderboard for every single significant category that you can come up with.
Did I just hear Trevor Plouffe say expected FIP?
I don't.
That's
pitchers
crazy.
Love FIP. I don't care about FIP, bro. Pitchers love FIP. That's why I always mention it with them. Glenn Perkins one time told me that's a pitcher's favorite stats. I'm like,
it is. Yeah, it is.
He also, Skubal, started his playoff run here with 17 scoreless innings before getting shelled by Cleveland with a 5 spot. But the guy he's a big game pitcher. He can strike guys out if he needs to. He can go deep into the game if he needs to. Soft contact king. Like everything about him is good. So I know we have a lot of pitchers that are, pitchers are ruling the world right now. They just are. The data is there to help them. They have a lot of things that they can make adjustments with. We're understanding what makes a great pitcher more and more and more every single day. Skubal's got everything, man. So to me, he's the S tier. That's right?
Okay.
And then everybody else is with him.
At the end of the day, enjoy it because I don't think it's been a while since we've seen someone begin to just absolutely dominate. Like since Jacob deGrom in the late 2010s, like we haven't seen a pitcher really just take over and become unanimous best pitcher in baseball in like 5 years. So whatever happens, enjoy Tarik Skubal. He is appointment television. Tune in when he pitches because you won't be disappointed.
By the end of this show, Dan, I need you to get up Tarik Skubal's All-Star Game fit because he went for it. I like when guys go for it. I don't think it was very Tarik Skubal-ish, but he tried something new.
And you saw firsthand on the red carpet,
I
right?
was on the red carpet and I said, "Hey,
You can
what's up?"
mention that if you
You
want.
know what I love? You know why I like him? Maybe this is why I have him on my S tier. Besides all the things I mentioned, Jolly.
Sure.
I said, "What's up, man?" Trevor Plouffe. He goes, "I know who you are." I was like,
That's always a good thing to hear. It's a good thing to hear.
"My bad, dog."
Got it
Probably
from a
taking
couple
you
of
up
the
top.
Mets
You're a
fans.
lefty, Scoobs. Love you. You're a lefty though.
It's just a good feeling. Oh, that's a nice fit.
Oh, there it is. It's
Yeah,
like a
it doesn't look
collarless thing
like
going on.
It's working.
Okay,
What
let's
was it?
move on.
Okay, yeah.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say, do you remember the Stephen Kwan fit from Red Carpet?
Stephen Kwan?
Yeah. Dan, can you try and find that?
What do we got for Stephen Kwan? What was
It's
it?
just a little bit. It's a little bit on the other end. That's all. I just remember
Was it
that.
just like a Brooks
It looks
Brothers navy blue
what
suit?
a John Boy Medium person might wear to the red carpet. I don't know.
Then what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Double breasted? Can't really tell the color right there.
A little bit.
I'm also out on sneakers with a suit.
I'm a little bit out on sneakers.
I think I'm like out on cool sneakers for good.
Oh, just in general?
Yeah, like cool sneakers are just like, okay, bro, relax. Like
You and Zoe got beef then.
they're sneakers, dude. Like you can get them dirty. It's okay. That's where I'm at with those. Today's episode is sponsored by Best Western Hotel and Resorts. Life's a trip, so why not make the most of it? With over 4,000 hotels worldwide, Best Western is there for every detour, destination, and unexpected turn along the way. Whether you're hitting the road, traveling for work, or chasing the next big game, there's a room waiting for you. But a great stay isn't just about rest, it's about what comes next. A great stay doesn't just help you recharge, it sets the tone for the early wake up, the late night arrival, or the last minute change of plans. Best Western gets it. Traveling isn't one size fits all. It's for the planners and the procrastinators, the loyalty point collectors, and the I just booked it crowd. So whether you're traveling solo with your friends or with the entire roster, Best Western has you covered. Pack your bag, cue up the playlist, hit the road. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic. I had to welcome one of my good buddies, Bobby Witt Jr. Welcome to the 100 Home Run Club. That thing was tatered, bro. Dead center in Kansas City. That's like Bo Jackson shit right there. It always surprises me how much pop this guy has. But then you get it like next to him. He's just one of those wiry, strong guys. So he becomes the Royals' youngest player in franchise history to record 100 homers. And the Royals, Charlie, I don't know if you've seen this. They're quietly surging up the standings in the AL wildcard race. They've won 5 straight games. That's the longest active winning streak in baseball. They've had a crazy dominant homestand. They've gone 6-1 on it. They're 4 games above 500 for the first time since May 25th. I believe it's 2.5 game leads, 2.5 games back, of a wild card spot. My question to you is, do the Royals have enough to pull off a late season run and sneak into the wild card?
I mean, it's been a weird, streaky season for the Royals. You go up and down their schedule, you'll see multiple 4 to 5 to 6 game stretches of both wins and losses. But the biggest thing to note right now, August is Bobby Witt Jr.'s only month with an OPS over 900, and he's beginning to get back to the level he was at last year. It's weird that I think some baseball fans might have it in their mind that like he's having like a quote unquote down year, but it's just down from how insane he was last year. But if he's starting to begin to play at that 2024 level for even just these last 2 months, the Royals become a much scarier team. I really liked what they did at the deadline, bringing in Yastrzemski. I thought that was a really nice light addition for their lineup, something that I think they really needed. And the pitching staff is always going to be there. Carlos Estevez is having another great season. Lucas Erceg in the bullpen, I think, is still one of the better trades made from last year's deadline that bled over into this year. They have all the pieces, but it really is hinged on, can Bobby Witt Jr. just become the MVP2 that he was last year for these last 6 weeks?
I mean, the offense has been the biggest misstep for them this year. But again, just toggling some stats around since the All-Star game, the Royals 8th in runs scored, 4th in stolen bases. In offensive WAR, they are 5th in all of baseball. So they're starting to get it going. Bobby Witt Jr., a ton of that. Obviously, you mentioned the trade deadline acquisitions. I think that was interesting. At the time, we're thinking, what are the Royals doing? Like, okay, like
Right.
they really need to add right now. Should they be looking towards next year? They end up adding into the outfield, bringing in Grichuk and Yaz. Yaz has been great for them. Here's one thing that I'm very curious about. I guess to answer the question, obviously they can make a run.
Sure.
Obviously they can make a run. I think this can be a very, very fun team. If Bobby Witt continues to do what he's been doing as of late, you need someone like that to step up. So yes, they can make a run. Here's the interesting part. Our guy Jack Caglione, right? Comes up to the big leagues. Dayton Moore's talking, we don't need this guy to be a savior. We can't do that to him. Well, they end up bringing up anyway. He's not the guy they thought he was going to be. Like, struggled in his first taste, goes on the IL. He's been mashing in his rehab assignment. Now there's talks of, hey, there's really not room for him on this team. The dynamic of the roster has changed. Do you think you got to find room for this guy? Or is it, hey, man, like, we're kind of humming right now, so let's keep it as it is. Then, hey, September comes around, we'll get you back up and see what you got.
I think you nailed it with the second option there. Just because you don't want to mess anything up with what's going right now. They have Yaz in the leadoff spot. They have a really good 1-5 because Adam Frazier's been hitting the ball well as well. I think just like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then when you get that expanded roster to 28 guys, that's when you bring him back and try and get him some at bats because. Again, I'm going to go to my Mets, but when they sent down Francisco Alvarez for a month after his struggles, he came back and looked much better in the month since. I think that the same thing can happen for Jack Caglione because he's just as young and just as talented, if not more. That just give him this reset, let him continue to mash, get his confidence back up because it was a decently long stretch of tough baseball for Jack Caglione and probably the first time in his life that he struggled at baseball because he got to the major leagues so damn quick.
You ever think about that, man? Seriously.
I mean, I exclusively struggled at baseball, so I don't think about that, but you might,
I struggled. It is crazy. If you're a guy that plays in the major leagues, you probably were pretty damn good as a youth player. There's some guys that develop very late. Lorenzo Cain didn't even play baseball until he was 14 years old or something like that. Which is insane. But for most of these guys, yeah, you are the best player in your area. Then you're like one of the best players in high school, go to college, all these things. When I got into pro ball, I mean, I was a little smaller when I was younger, but I got into high school and I became a guy. Like every time I stepped on the field, I said that I'm the best player here. Like it's not even close. At least that's the mentality I had. First game in pro ball, I faced this dude from the Astros organization throwing 96 with an absolute wipeout slider. He was Venezuelan. And I'm like, what the hell did I just get myself into? Your eyes start to open up. To go through that at the big league level is pretty crazy. But I guarantee you all he's thinking right now, I'm talking about Jack Caglione, is give me another fucking chance, man.
And as he should be. That's the right mentality. And I just think there's a good, clean way to do it, and I'm sure the Royals will fall through on that.
When people struggle at a level, it's okay. Like if you have a prospect that you like or you're following your team and a prospect struggles at a level, give them some time because in my experience, every single step up, there's something new that you have to learn and you're developing in the minor leagues. So I want people to always I feel like now we're like, oh, he's a bust. Oh, he's a bust. It's like, dude, like you got to mentally, physically, everything needs to change a little bit. Jack Caglione will be fine. I do think they should wait till September to bring him back up, and then we'll see how they can juggle the playing time. Because I think if you have him up there, you probably want him playing.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's end this show with a scale of 1 to 10 meter. A lot of injuries are looming large across Major League Baseball as the postseason push heats up. So, Jolly, on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about each of these injuries? And we'll start off with your guy we just talked about, Jacob deGrom, who's been one of the best comeback stories of the year. He's missed his schedule outing yesterday with shoulder fatigue. Scale of 1 to 10.
After reading the updates, I'm going to place it at a 5. Obviously, it's his most innings since 2019. Injuries have been the story with Jacob deGrom, but he's scheduled to make his next start. They're just giving him another round of rest, which I think is the right move because the Rangers season is kind of not really looking like it's going to be playoff bound anymore, especially if they're losing that series to the Royals that we just talked about. I'll put that at a 5. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, I want to rate it lower because, like you said, the updates that we have. I wanted to go 3 out of 10, but then it's Jacob deGrom, and we know just how much time he's missed, so that puts a little scare into me. I'll go a 6. I loved watching this guy pitch this year, and he is so fun when he's healthy. So I want him. I'm hoping for the best. Hope he makes that start and we forget all about this. Number 2, your team. I'm curious
Yeah.
of your take on this. Francisco Alvarez, he needs surgery for a sprained right thumb. It landed him on the IL, but he's going to play through this injury. Scale 1 to 10, how concerned are you for like the stretch run here with Francisco Alvarez?
Yeah, I'd put this one closer to like an 8 or a 9. Ever since he came back up from the minor leagues, he had an OPS over 1,000. He was top 3 for catchers in every major offensive category, and also was just kind of like the spark plug of this offense in the middle of the lineup. And it felt like he was regaining the form that he had 2 years ago, where he really burst onto the scene. It just stinks because it's his third or fourth hand injury of his already very young career. And he just can't seem to avoid, sliding headfirst into the base and messing something up with his thumb. So he's going to probably need surgery in the offseason, regardless of if he plays this year. And it's also not even certain that he comes back because the Mets might not risk it if it's that severe. So I would go 9 out of 10 here.
So I have a long-standing theory of only a few guys per team should slide head first. The rest of the dudes slide feet first. What are we doing?
It's crazy.
We need some science. Hey, science fans out there, physics masters, like what's the point of sliding with your hands? Like, does it really get there any faster? I'm a baseball player. I've been around the game for jolly 35 years now.
No big deal.
That's insane when I say it out loud. My gosh, I'm getting gray. I understand head first slide. You're able to manipulate your arms a little bit more. I get that. If you're a base stealer, and wear your oven mitts and go ahead. Wear 2. If you wear 1, wear 2. That's my thing. But for the majority of guys in the big leagues, you don't need to be doing that, dude. Slide feet first. Save yourself some injuries. My goodness. I'll put this one. Yeah, it is concerning. You mentioned the injury history with him. The fact that he's going to try to play through it or like wants to, I'm in on that. So I'll go 7 out of 10. The last one, Jolly, before we head out of here, Vladdy Jr. Dealing with a hamstring issue. It's supposed to be minor. They did imaging on it already. I guess what's your level of concern for the Blue Jays in their missing of Vlad?
Yeah, this one's interesting because he made a really good split to scoop a ball at first base, and then he came out of the game afterward, and he's probably going to miss the rest of that Pirates series. The Blue Jays lineup is so deep in my mind, but obviously Vladdy is the engine that makes it go, besides George Springer. I would put this one at a 6 because I don't think it's going to be too severe. He's been doing that split a lot this year, and maybe it just kind of caught up to him a little bit. Maybe he'll say, hey, let's ease up on that a little bit going down the stretch here. But I think he'll be okay. It didn't look too severe, especially because he didn't come out of the game until I think a couple innings after.
I'm a soft tissue guy. I hate it for the Blue Jays. I'm more worried than you are because either you take the time off and you get it right and you're ready to go on your run at the middle of September and go, or you come back, try to stay off the IL, and you risk hurting it at an even more crucial time. So if I'm Vladdy and the Blue Jays, I probably just take the 10 days right now and just say, let's go. You mentioned they got a big, deep lineup there. I'll put this one like at an 8 if they make him play through it. I'll put it at a 6 if he just takes some time off right now. That's my suggestion here.
Yeah.
Without knowing the real severity of it, Vladdy knows better than anybody. You know your own body. Last question though. Tommy Pham versus Addison Barger, Tyler Heineman in a fight. Who wins?
Is it a 2v1?
Yeah.
I mean, do we think that Addison Barger and Tyler Heineman have ever gotten into a fight? Because I know Tommy Pham has.
Yeah, Tommy Pham's trained fighter, so that's got that on. But I mean, Addison Barger and Heineman, both very strong guys.
Yeah, I've seen. Give me the 2 Jays. They know how to work together. They're good teammates.
Okay.
You on Tommy Pham?
Gosh, if he gets a quick knockout.
I'm just saying, like a lot can change fast.
But he can't. He can only submit one at a time.
Yeah, but he's unhinged, man. He's unhinged.
Yeah, I'll go Tommy Pham just to be the counter.
Respect.
Anyways, that's it for the show today. Jolly, you're awesome. Again, I'll say it. You're one of the best ball knowers we have at this company. We appreciate you filling in. Chris Rose and I will be back tomorrow on Thursday. So for the Happy Martini, producer Dan, and intern Sora. I am Trevor Plouffe. We'll see you tomorrow on Baseball Today.